too.
Hi everyone. Do you know what a man's best friend is? I'll give you a hint. It's your best companion, your source of love, and your loyal protector. Have you guessed what it is yet? It is a dog, of course. Good job. When it comes to finding a perfect best friend, you may look at various places like a breeder's or animal shelters for a dog. Today I'm going to argue that adopting a rescue dog is better than buying a puppy. When you open your home to adopt a dog, not a dog specifically, but a rescue dog, you get to not only get to save a life, but you also get to gain a loyal friend at low cost while reducing overpopulation and embracing the diversity that makes every dog truly unique. This is an individual decision for everyone. It really depends on how much time and effort you have, and money. My family was looking for a dog, but did not want to devote an excessive amount of time to our dog's needs, so we decided to adopt a rescue dog. We went one day to a shelter and we looked around for dogs, and we set our hearts on a whippet mix, looking like this, and we named her Willow. The shelter told us that she was about 2 years old, which means that she was pretty young and she had a long time left to live, so that was very nice to hear. My parents were very busy people, and since there were kids in the house, our time that we could use for our dog was very slim. There are many problems that puppies have that rescue dogs do not have. Puppies have many teething troubles. Puppies go through a teething phase where they chew up pretty much everything, like furniture and other things. So your house will look like this everywhere, and it will be torn apart if you have a puppy. You will continuously have to tell them to stop and fix what they did. Fortunately, rescue dogs do not have this problem because they are way past this stage, so you don't have to worry about anything being chewed up. Puppies also have a problem with house training. Puppies need to be taught when or where to relieve themselves. Just like they chew up everything, they will also stain everything, almost everywhere, because they're not potty trained yet, which is really gross. The worst part about having a dog is that you have to wake up in the middle of the night for a few months to take your dog out to go potty, which will drain your energy. Rescue dogs are also house trained, which means that you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night for them. Not only do they chew up everything and they stain everywhere, but they also need a lot of socialization. Puppies require an extensive amount of it to become well-adjusted adults. You have to continuously engage with them. Sometimes there are some puppy owners who bring their dogs everywhere, which makes socialization a lot easier to obtain. Rescue dogs already have some level of socialization depending on their past experiences. Rescue dogs also have a high energy level. Puppies are bundles of energy and require constant attention. They also need lots of training and playtime, like teaching them how to do certain tricks or skills. The energy of a puppy may not be good for your family's busy schedule. So if you're one of those families, probably buying a puppy is not the best option. So a rescue dog is especially, like the older ones, may have a calmer demeanor. Our dog, Willow, is calm and not like the puppies because she lays down everywhere and sleeps in the sun, sleeps in here when we're not giving her attention. And sometimes we wonder, where is she? So she's a good girl by doing that. There's also a difference in cost when you buy a dog. As you can see, from this chart, puppies are way more expensive than rescue dogs. Puppies are from $500 to $3,000 or more. This covers the cost of materials like supplies and food and other boarding fees and other things. But it really depends on the type of breeder and the breed of dog. Rescue dogs, on the other hand, are way less expensive and cost from $50 to $200, which is a way difference in price than these. So if you do not want to spend a lot of time or money, but you want to get a dog, maybe buying a rescue dog because it's in this price range is a better option. This price range also covers the same costs as a puppy. Another advantage of adopting a rescue dog is that they are one of a kind. Most of the time when you buy a rescue dog from a shelter, it is a mixed breed. Sometimes you can also buy purebred, but most of the time it's mixed breed. Mixed breeds are a mix of different traits and personalities and different kinds of dogs. So if you do have a mixed breed shelter dog, your dog will not look like the rest of the dogs that you see everywhere, making it truly unique. They can also be more adaptable with diverse behaviors, which often makes training easier than highly specialized purebred puppies. You can also get puppies that are mixed breed, but most of the time you can get them purebred. There's also an advantage of buying a rescue dog because they are already trained. When you buy a dog from a breeder, you have to train it yourself, which will take a lot of time and effort. If you adopt a rescue dog, you will have the advantage of the dog already being trained. Willow was a pre-trained shelter dog, meaning that we didn't have to take much time to get her to obey us. She knew basic tricks before we got her, like to sit, to stay, to lay down, to shake, basic ones like that. I'm grateful that she knows those tricks, but I kind of wish she did more, but that's on our part for not teaching her. There's another advantage of buying a rescue dog, and is that you get to do something very special. When you adopt a dog, it probably came from the pound, which it probably ended up dying in. So you saved its life. You also freed up space and resources in the shelter so that more dogs in the shelter can be adopted. So adopting a dog from a shelter will better help the community. Buying a shelter dog will also reduce overpopulation. This provides a more humane, sustainable solution to unwanted animals. Most shelters have a specific amount of space, making it hard to take care of dogs so that they have not enough space. So as you can see from this graph, these are the amount of times that they have to kill a dog because of overpopulation, which is really sad. So this is per month, this is per year, this is 35,000, which is a lot of dogs. And if you multiply that by 12, it's a little under 400,000, which is a lot of dogs to be killed per year. So if you adopt a dog from a shelter, it will lower that number. Adopting a dog will give it a second chance and a second life instead of ending its life in the shelter. In conclusion, although buying a puppy may seem like a good option, it does come with many disadvantages. From low cost to health problems to the amount of time it takes for your dog's needs to where it relieves itself to its teething problems, all those things will probably force you to consider buying a rescue dog over buying a puppy because a rescue dog might seem like the more reasonable option. Also, if you don't want to feel the burden of buying of keeping up with the puppy's needs, a rescue dog might be the right option. These advantages were considered when we bought our dog Willow. So, all in all, adopting a dog will be able to save a life at low cost with no training needed, and will be able to benefit the community. We have various shelters in the area, so Central California is where I live. So most of you live in Southern California, so you might not see these, but these are some examples of near me. So a big one is the East Bay Animal Rescue and Refuge. So that's a animal shelter. Another one is the Contra Costa Humane Society, which is for all of Contra Costa County, which is where I live. And then this final one is where we got our dog, Willow, and it's called Joybound, and it used to be called ARF. We got our dog so long ago that it was ARF before it was named this, so that was a long time ago. So I hope that everything that I have told you today will allow you to consider that adopting a rescue dog is better than buying a puppy. Thank you.